All right. The last few hours of back to school 2022 are upon us. And I wanted to chime in here live one last time. You've seen a lot of different recorded videos of me and products and tutorials and stuff like that. But this is in real time, folks. Close to 10 p.m. I don't know if I can get it up within a few minutes after this, but I'll try. So, okay, we're running out of time. Ending in 2 hours. Midnight. Stay to the end of this video because I thought of a cool little bonus for anybody who's considering getting something for back to school, or for those of you who are sitting right now that have already ordered something or you already downloaded a course. Pay attention. I thought of something that's kind of a cool idea. We'll see if it works or not. So I'm kind of concluding. These are my concluding thoughts about the back to school program this year, 2022. I'll just lay a foundation of what has happened just the last couple of years. I'm not going to go back to the early teens of when I started doing this. But of course, 2020, nothing. So if you look at my channel, you won't see any back to school deal for 2020. Last year, I kind of did some things, but I didn't really pull the plug and just jump all the way into the deep end. I mean, I did a couple things. I'll give you an idea. Back when I first did the back to school program or special, I don't know if it was 2012, 13, 14, but I just did it basically for one or 2 days. And it was okay, but not that great. Now, my all-time greatest year for back to school and for me generating a lot of sales, and for a lot of folks getting a lot better with their embouchure, their horn, everything, was 2018. So that has been the year for me to beat for the last 4 years. And I checked my records on Shopify today, and bam! 2022 is a record breaker. That's good for me, but it's good for all the people who got involved with something, because I know that many people will be that much better on this guy. Okay, what else? I'm very happy about that. Let's see, what else can I talk to you about? I got the bonus coming up I'm going to tell you about. The little ditty I just did, I don't know if you're watching this. This is all in real time, uncut. So go back and rewatch it slowly. There's no cuts here. I just did an arpeggio tongue from A all the way up to double E. Not my highest notes. That's about an octave and a half less than the world record. And in case you did not know, I am the world record holder for the highest note on trumpet, as demonstrated on video. You can watch my video doing it, me climbing all the way up there. So that means world record means there's nobody. John Faddis, do you think he can play high? He hasn't played a quad C, or at least he hasn't recorded and showed us. Who else? Anybody you can think of for Maynard Ferguson, including Maynard Ferguson? No quad C. Bud Brisbois? No, but if I wouldn't want to go against Bud Brisbois, because he probably would surprise me and hit a quad D flat if he were still alive. Doc Severinsen? No. This is way above Doc Severinsen. And then who are some of your favorites? You like Roger Ingram? No. This is way above Roger. You like Wayne Bergeron? No. This is way above Wayne Bergeron. Pat Hessian. I really do like Pat. I like his playing. I like his chops. He has an amazing range. I bet if there's one person on the planet beside John Faddis, Pat Hessian probably could do it. Or he could get close. So I'm not going to brag too much over him, because I think probably if he wanted to buckle down and just grind it out over a couple of weeks, he probably could record something very close to the quad C. So yeah, Pat Hessian I think could. He just hasn't done it, and it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's kind of grinding and tough work. You can watch my video, and I'm really grinding out to get to that quad C. There's also some danger involved. Your blood pressure is raised. I don't know how high mine got to, but it probably got into the 170, 180 range. Just every time I try to go up there, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on your body, a lot of pressure on your head. There could be some danger there. So if I had to pick two people on the planet that probably could get close to me or maybe tie me, probably John Faddis. It doesn't seem like that would be a stretch for him to grind it out for a while and be able to demonstrate that. And then probably Pat Hession. I'm trying to think of another guy, Mark Zaus, if I pronounced his name correctly. I love watching his stuff in Future Core and from Disney. So I haven't heard him go past the Triple C, I don't think. And so we're talking an octave higher than that. But he also is one that looks like that if he buckled down, he'd probably get up there right with me. Let's see what else. That's pretty much about it. Maybe there's a couple other people I don't know about. So anyway, any way you look at it, I'm very proud to have that record. And I won't be devastated if sometime in the future some cat comes up and goes up to a quad C sharp. So, I won't be devastated. I'm pretty proud to have that record. But I know there's probably somebody out there that is going to be able to squeeze by me at some point. And the only thing I wouldn't accept would be audio. So we want to see you sweat and grind it and shake and everything else and turn red on video. You trying to make that attempt and trying to do it. That's what I would accept as far as relinquishing my place at the throne of the highest note on trumpet. So anyway, that's just something else. We're doing the back to school special. I'm touting all these things that will make you stronger. I just picked up the horn and tongued an arpeggio up to a double E. And for me, I don't pat myself on the back about that because I know I can go a lot higher than that. I just didn't feel in the mood for today. Kind of a little bit, not stressed out, but drained out from just constant doing this back to school. You probably goes without saying, but guess how much I've worked on my flexibility book? Yeah, it's just still sitting there. I have learned a little bit of Sibelius, not enough to get it going, but I'm getting there. So this thing has made everything else take a back seat, including my practicing. My practicing usually is at the very end of the day, usually in the evening, the late evening hours. Like I got another 30 minutes I'm going to practice. There's no music. It's just some stuff to keep my lip going. So I'm ready for the back to school to be done for me. It's been a lot of work. And let's see, what else could I talk about here? So really, have you heard that saying? You don't have to really be religious to know this, but money is the root of all evil. I think it says that somewhere in the Bible, maybe in the Quran and some others. It has something that's similar. Money is the root of all evil. So I'd like to go further on that and saying having too much money or having too little money is probably the root of all evil. I think if you're in the middle, you're okay. But if you're desperate for food and water and money, I think that could give somebody a certain motivation to commit criminal acts. And then people that are flush with millions and billions, those people also tend to get kind of over the line when it comes to criminal type of stuff. But for those of us that are kind of in the middle, I think we're okay. So why did I bring that up? Well, because I want you to substitute the word embouchure strength, range, high notes for money when it comes to our instrument. So except for the fact I don't think that having too much range is like having too much money. I guess it could make you maybe a little cocky sometimes. So, but that's not like having billions of dollars to destroy other people's lives. But anyway, so let's substitute range, power, embouchure strength, endurance, sound, volume, all commanding, all those kinds of things for money. And the root of all problems on your instrument, whether you play classical, jazz, Dixieland, you're in a brass band, you're an E-flat cornet soloist, it really doesn't matter. At the heart of all your problems is this. You could have the sweetest tone, you could have the fastest blistering double tongue, you could triple tongue like a fool. You could play the most lyric, softly cantabile ballads, and you could be the most accurate, precise, fanfarish, orchestral trumpet player on the planet. But man, if you lack embouchure strength, you got problems. It's the root of all our problems, folks. Are you getting that? If you blow into a metal mouthpiece, and I'm gearing this for trumpet, But as you know, I teach all the brass instruments. So in case you're a trombone player, listen, it's the same thing. If you're playing a brass instrument, and this back to school has been mainly focusing on trumpet, but really, if you can overcome and achieve greatness when it comes to your embouchure strength, the world is your oyster. In fact, you have more of an oyster if you can do that. You have more piccolo trumpet parts you can play. You have more parts in the jazz band and the big band that you can play. If you're a working session player doing recording, well, you're going to be called for more things because they're going to know you can do more things. If you're an orchestral player, you're going to be able to go on some of the harder charts, say like Pines of Rome or Mozart or Brahms or Wagner, and you're not going to blow out your chops. You're just going to have the chops. It's just money is the root of all evil, but having enough tends to equal things out for most people. It gives them kind of a certain mental attitude. And the same thing on this instrument. If you can get your chops over and above what is required in what you play, you're going to be a happier person. You're going to be satisfied. You're going to feel fulfilled, and you're going to be full of confidence, brimming with confidence. And as you probably figured out, my niche and what I focus on teaching, except when you see me teach beginners. Remember, you saw me work with, I put one girl online. I don't do that with hardly anybody, but she was down for it. But of course, I have a different focus because we have other things to think about when it comes to beginners and intermediates. But after that, when you get advanced and all the way past that, it's your chops you have to focus on. I mean, if you don't have any chops and you're constantly going through Arvin's book, and you can double tongue like a fool, but you don't have any chops, you get a thumbs down from me because I'm probably not going to want to hear you. Or I'm probably going to laugh at you when you're at a concert and you're turning beet red and your face is falling apart and you can't play. You know, because you've worked on your articulation all the time, but you didn't work on what you really needed to work on, and that's your embouchure strength. You got to work on this. This should be priority number one. Every day, all week long, all year long. Embouchure strength. And finally, let me give you some parting words. Okay, so about the time you're going to see this video, now this is live. It's Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. Probably coming at you, got to be 10 o'clock, 10:15, give or take. So when you see this, you're going to have about 2 more hours left to pull the trigger. And as I mentioned in my previous video I made earlier, if I do good on something like back to school, as far as sales and everything, that means you're going to do good. Okay? I do good, you do good. Because you got some of my stuff and you're going to work it, you're going to get better. You're going to get stronger. Your tone's going to get better. Your tone's going to get better. Your sound's going to get bigger. Your air and everything else is going to be improved. And you're going to be able to back off on smashing up your lips with a mouthpiece. So I win and you win. So anyway, I'm just giving my last little spiel, my last little speech to go ahead and grab some of the specials. Do it. This is my call to action to you guys who have been sitting on the fence wondering. You don't need to really wonder. Take it from the world record high note holder. You need to improve your chops. Get some of my stuff now. You can start off at the very low end, money-wise. I got stuff in the $15, $20 range. Or if you want to jump all the way into my 16-week upper register course, full-fledged, we're meeting every day for a semester, or not every day, we're meeting every week for a semester for that course. And I'm going to be walking you through it the entire way. We meet typically by phone or by Skype audio, no matter where you're at in the world. And then we also have some other things like some videos you'll be checking out. And that brings me to my bonus. So I alluded to a bonus at the beginning, and now here's the bonus. For everybody who actually partakes in something during this back to school special, I'm going to let you take whatever you bought and take that as a credit towards the 16-week brass upper register program. Let me clarify that. That program right now on the special is $950. Tomorrow it goes back up to $997. So I didn't discount it that much because it's time intensive. I'm really working with you weekly. It's a lot of my time and it's very intensive. I'm not going to discount that much for my time. But I did a little bit. Now here's the bonus. Whatever you got for me, whether you got something that's $15 or you spent $200 on the upper register course, or you spent $100 on another course, you spent 80, 70, whatever on the rim, you spent 50 on the lead pipe, or any of the other contraptions that I got that I'm working on, or any other course, from when I started the back to school this year, which is around the last week of July, until now, I'm going to allow you to take that credit, whatever you paid, and apply it towards the tuition for the 16-week upper register course. And you keep whatever you got. So if you got another course, let's say you got my lead trumpet course and you paid, I don't know, $130, you get to keep that. You already paid for it, but I'm allowing you to take that $130 and reduce the tuition by $130 in this particular example for the 16-week course. That is the Lamborghini of all I have. The 16-week live semester-long upper register course. It is never one in the world. There's not even a close second. I say that all the time, and I ask people, find me a close second. Find me a course that is that thorough, that has been around that long, that has all the reviews. Find me it. Can't find it. Okay, enough of me tooting my own horn. So we're going to wrap it up. You're going to see this video. You'll have until midnight. Now, let's not split hairs about time zone. I am in Central Texas. Let's just say Dallas. So Dallas time zone, Central time zone, Texas, USA, at midnight. Boom. The coach turns into the pumpkin. Cinderella loses her dress and goes back to the old crappy clothes that she had. It's all over with, folks. It's all over. All the prices will go back to the normal price. And this deal that I'm giving you right now, the bonus will be off the table. So this is a no-brainer. If you really want to change for the better, and again, you can do the Arbenz book and the Clark book and the Schlossberg and the Van Nettelbosch and the Caffarelli, and my God, I could just probably go on and on and on. I got so many books swimming in my head. And all your jazz stuff and everything, and you can do all that, but man, if you don't got the chops, I'm not going to be checking you out. I'm not going to be interested. Unless I hear that you play like Chet Baker or Al Hurd and you have this amazing tone or style, then maybe. But I want to hear someone with great chops and a great sound, someone who can just part my hair when I'm in the back of the audience. That's me. And I think most non-musicians intuitively like that and respect that of a musician who has chops. So here we go, Kurt Thompson. I'm finishing this out. You won't see another reel, another short, another story, another post. I put 1 million of them on there in the last couple of weeks. I got to get on to other things besides doing back to school. So it ends in a few hours. If you have questions about this, by the way, I'm still offering the free consult on my live courses. Not practice aids or the videos, but if you're going to take a live course, I'm still doing that. That seems to have worked out pretty well. It's got more people involved, so it seems to also make good business sense for me. So if you'd like to have a powwow with me by phone or by Skype audio, I'm down for doing that if you want to ask questions. It won't be a lesson. It'll be me and you discussing your possible involvement in the live course. So I'm still down for doing that. But the pricing that you see now ends at midnight. The pricing ends at midnight. Everything will still be there tomorrow, including the course and all that stuff. It'll all still be there, but it's just going to go back up to the normal price, okay? So, all right, you got the bonus. I talked enough, and let me see if I can, I'm not even going to edit this. I'm not going to edit it. We're going to leave it all uncut. There might be some bad stuff in there, some stammering and stuttering. I don't know. We're just going to leave it all uncut and put it up there. Send me questions. Some of this might have started an interesting dialogue, and it might start having an interesting dialogue down there in the comment section. So go ahead and leave a comment, leave a like, share it. I mean, that even if you don't get anything from the back to school, that will at least help support the channel. So I'm Kurt Thompson. If you haven't subscribed, I think you would really be doing yourself a good service by subscribing to this channel. If you want to dig, I got over 2,000 videos. I'm sure you can keep digging and keep learning and keep getting better. You'll never get to the end of my videos. I haven't. I got videos in there every now and then that'll pop up and I'll be like, I don't remember making that one. So, all right, TrumpetSizzle.com. Subscribe, like, I hope you enjoyed this back to school. I don't know if you could tell, but I gave it 110%. I didn't hold back for this 2022 back to school special. I didn't hold back at all. I gave it, all day long for several weeks now, all night long. And in my area, Waco High School just started school today on the 16th. And I know some other places in California and Arizona, they started a couple of weeks ago, but now it's on. It's game on. Everybody's in school. Every high school kid's a marching band that plays this instrument probably, and on and on and on. So I bid you adieu, Kurt Thompson, and I will see you in the next one. I'm not even going to cut off my little turn off. We'll keep that in the vid.